Welcome to the Diary 101 podcast. I'm your host, Akakandelwa Kandepwe, also known as Aka. Today's guest is somebody I saw speak, and I thought okay, I would actually like to interact with him more and learn about his work. He is a Zambian sports journalist and a media personality, making a mark in African sports storytelling. I am not a sports person. I'm not a sports person. I'm just a lot of things person. But I got to see most of his work and I am very impressed. I wouldn't say I'm very impressed to want to watch sports, but I'm more impressed because for somebody his age to be doing the big things he does and the work he does in storytelling and football and just interacting with other young people made me think, hey, I think this is something I would like to just dive into a little bit better. So today's guest is Cosmas Mulenga. Hi, Cosmas.
Hello, Aka. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm super humbled to be on this podcast and be invited. I'm so grateful and I'm excited about this conversation.
I'm excited too. When you look back on your life, did you ever think you'd be doing what you're currently doing?
To be honest, no, I never thought I would become a journalist at any point in my life, actually, until it happened. So I think a backstory is I've always been a storyteller. And growing up, I learned quite a lot of skills. And so in each of the skills that I used to do, be it in art and music, and that's playing piano or singing, many other skills. I think I was able to tell stories in a certain way, and I think that's the thing that I've always had growing up, and I think that's one that really made it easy for me to get into the media industry because it was also about storytelling. But then I was just now required to tell it in front of a camera and at least be able to have a platform to tell it on a national level, a continental level, as well as on the global level. So I might have not seen myself become a journalist growing up, but I think I've always been a storyteller. It took me a while to realize this, and I think it's just recently that's when I realized that, I've actually been a storyteller, but I never saw myself doing what I'm doing now.
That's so interesting. So what were you doing growing up that gave you different skill sets that eventually you realized that you ended up to being a storyteller and now you are capitalizing on that?
Yeah, so to begin with, one of my first love growing up was football. And it could be hard to connect what I'm doing now. Well, it's not hard, I think. It's because I've always loved football. And initially, I loved to dribble in football. So when it comes to stories that are made from football, you find that for players like Messi, who love to dribble, Neymar, there's a certain story that comes out of how they're dribbling the players, their opponents and stuff like that. So I always loved to dribble. And I think that's probably one of the first skills that I learned when it comes to storytelling, because there's always a story of how you passed this defender and you later on went into the last 18 and you beat the goalkeeper as well and was able to score. That's an entire story. You'll find your friends telling their other friends that were not there, this is how Cosmas passed his friends, so there's all story to that. But relating it to what I'm currently doing as well, being a sports journalist, it helped me understand sports on a wider spectrum. And so when I got into the media industry and the sports sector specifically, it wasn't hard for me to understand what sports is all about and understanding the sports disciplines themselves. So that's one thing that and one skill that I learned that at least now has helped me get a better understanding of what I'm doing now. But also another skill is art. I'm an artist, so I paint and I draw using pencil drawings, and as well as paint. So sometimes I remember when I was learning in about grade 6, you would paint houses or village scenery, and you're not just going to leave it there. for people to wonder what it's about. You're supposed to explain the story behind that painting or that drawing. And so I was always required to be standing next to my art pieces if we're at an art exhibition back in Mansa, where I grew up from, and you explain what that particular village scenery is about. What are the people that you've drawn doing? Why did you decide to make that painting or be able to make that drawing? So it all started from there. You're able to tell stories through those art pieces. And now I am required to tell stories through capturing those moments and not just painting them. So if you're at a village scenery, you're supposed to get that on camera, tell those stories, and able to at least be joining that with a voice and at least, tell a story at the end of the day. So it's no longer just about painting. You're required to capture that in video and then, translate it into a fully well-packaged story that airs to people, but it's still under storytelling. I hope you're following how these skills are able to interconnect. It took me a while to realize this, but when I sat down to really think about it, that's when I started, I started connecting the dots, and now it made sense. So those are a few skills I think that really helped me. One other skill that a lot of people maybe might underrate is playing piano. And I say that because playing piano is quite tough. It's not an easy thing because it's easy when you're playing the same things both on the right and the left. That's a certain stage of learning. Of course, when you start learning, you're required to play the same exact thing on the right hand and on the left hand. But there's a point at which you are required to free yourself, and that's by separating your left brain from your right brain. And that means you're required to play something different on the right hand and another thing on the left hand, and that's one of the toughest things. I remember when I successfully managed to get that freedom, I even felt so dizzy because it's pretty tough to get, because you're required to do. It's the same thing. I don't know if you've ever come across your friends who tell you that put your hand on your stomach and the other on top of your head, and on the head you're tapping your head, and on the stomach you're making your hand go round. You should try to do that if you're going to successfully do it
now.
Yeah, you should tell me if you successfully do it. You'll find that one of the hands is going to start doing, so you'll find that one of the hands is going to start doing what the other is doing, and you'll be required to do this, and you'll be doing the same thing at the end of the day. You get it? So if you'll find that maybe if it's a hand on the stomach, exactly, you're going to start tapping your stomach instead of moving it round. So that means you haven't successfully separated the right from the left brain when it comes to your hands, because how it moves is your left hand is controlled by your right brain, your right hand is controlled by the left brain. So when you get that freedom, you're able to successfully do two different things with both your hands successfully. You get it? So that's one thing that helped me. And how it's related to my work now, when you're presenting on air, we always will have what we call a talk back in an ear. So the director is continuously talking to you while you're talking to the people in the camera, right? So for somebody that hasn't really mastered the art of separating your capabilities with your body, it's hard for you to successfully continue talking to people on camera while the director is talking to you in your ear. So for me, since I got that freedom at quite an early age after learning piano, I find it so pleasing actually when the director is talking to me while I'm talking to the people. Like, you won't even realize it if you're the person that's watching the television, the news maybe, or whatever show I'm presenting. So those are some of the things that really set the foundation when I was young, and those are the things that are now working for me while I'm in this industry. So those are the skills and how they're relatable now. I hope that makes sense.
I like that. It does make a lot of sense, and you've been very detailed. Thank you very much. And while you were speaking, I could actually pinpoint where exactly growing up I could have learned those skill sets. I think the first one should have been art. Yeah, maybe I'm going to forget one. But the first one should have been art, and I hated art. I don't think I'm a specific child that was good at drawing or wanting to express myself. But then right now I'm like, oh my goodness, I should have done that. I could have learned that skill set.
But why did you hate it?
I am just not I'm artistic with the way I dress. I just don't think I'm good with my hands. So that comes in terms of knitting, drawing, or cooking, actually. So I was never the child that was ever good with her hands. I couldn't even plait hair. So my capabilities is being able to look at something and analyze it and implement it. Like, my brain works very quickly. But my hands, it wasn't. So I just hated drawing. Like, I love art. I love the museum. It's one of my favorite places. I love art. I love to look at it. I'm just not great at making it. So that was something I could have learned in school. The piano, church. Yes, I was born into New Apostolic, and they would always have the music classes where you learn how to play a piano or something. I tried. I really tried. But I couldn't do what you said, separating my left brain and my right brain. So when you play the piano when you play an instrument, you have to read out the notes and play them. So it has to work simultaneously. I think if I work harder at it, I can do it. But I am such a person when I was younger that if I felt like I sucked at something, I would stop. What was the third thing you mentioned? I'm trying to remember.
The third thing was football. It was actually the first I mentioned.
Oh, yeah, no, I just hated football. But I think...
For me, I was an outgoing kid. I wasn't the tech kid where I would sit and play video games. I would be out there playing football or doing somersaults. I remember I once broke my arm, actually twice, doing somersaults. So, or doing outdoor activities. So, yeah, that's why I love football.
So, I can actually relate on outdoor activities. I might just not be able to relate to football. So, I grew up in Mongu. My grandparents' yard is very big. So many trees. So we used to play hide and seek, ride bicycles, climb trees. I think I did hurt my leg at one point with a tree. Playing waida, right? Like, playing game. There's so many activities done. I do not know if they might actually relate to football, but there's also always some sort of structure and strategy every game we played as kids were. So yeah, I think I actually rate the football one, but I never played football as a child. And football was mainly a boy activity growing up. It wasn't a girl activity. So yeah, I wouldn't want to...
Oh yeah, I get you.
I wouldn't want to be at the wrong side of any of my aunts if I was playing football. So you have spoken how these skill sets have actually helped you in becoming the journalist that you are. But how did you get into media?
All right, maybe I might have forgotten one important skill, and I think it's one of the must of all. It's public speaking. So I used to be, I'm a public speaker, and I became a public speaker at a very early age. It started off from as young as, is it 5 or 6? I don't remember the ages exactly. But like, I remember they used to, if we're in church, because I'm an Adventist, there's what we used to call a children's corner. So a children's corner is like 5 or 10 minutes that is given to kids in church before the main preacher comes up. So before you have like a separate church for the children, we all used to worship in the same church, so the old and the young. So there was always a certain segment given to the young ones to preach like 5 minutes before the main preacher stands. So I used to be a preacher. So instead of just standing on the floor and everybody seeing me, because I was so short and I was so young, nobody would see me. So they would put me on top of the table and I would stand on the table and speak to an entire congregation full of people. And these are old people. So that's where it started from. And I gained my confidence from there. It was about leadership in class. I was chosen monitor in so many grades. And I used to stand in front of my class up until I assumed leadership roles on a school level in high school. I was chosen as academic prefect, religious prefect, and eventually head boy. So I used to address my school a lot of times. And I was president of my debate club. So would go out there to debate with other schools in the district, on the provincial level as well. So that really built my confidence when it comes to speaking in public. And that's one thing that actually even made me get convinced or convince myself that I can actually give a shot at TV. And to answer your question, after completing high school,
Wait, actually,
I was trying to make a smooth transition.
I'll come back to that question. I relate so much to what you're saying, and I want to give you an opportunity to kind of guess what type of child I was, and what type of, like, you know how you were like, oh, I did this and this and this and this, and that's what's led to where I am now. I want you to guess to where I am now, what you think I did. Because it's so interesting. Because I'll let you guess.
Oh, yeah? I think I should have asked you the same, because that's so interesting. I'll ask you a lot of questions, so try to guess. But I think if I'm to guess, you spoke about being a person that really enjoys mental challenges. So I think you were a kid that enjoyed taking on some mental challenges. And this could be maybe, I'm not sure if you're into tech, but I find tech a little, intriguing when it comes to the mind, or innovations like jets in school, stuff like that. Probably even debate, because I think that's mentally intriguing too, because it requires a lot of speaking and stuff like that. So maybe that's the kid you were, I'd guess. Am I correct?
No.
Well, was I far off?
You're so far off.
Oh my goodness.
I was a C student, the one my family thought she'll never pass. Like, when you're thinking about the dullest child in the house, like, she's so down.
For real?
That was me. Yes. I used to skip school a lot. I could randomly get sick, and I'm the first grandchild, and I was the youngest for a long time in the household, raised by my grandparents. So literally, if I say I don't want to go to school, from a very young age, I will not go to school. And my grandfather would be like, just leave her, she's a child, imagine. So I used to skip a day at school every week from grade 8 to grade 12, no, to grade 11, till stuff got a little bit harder and my grandfather got a little bit strict. I was more of a sports child, so I could run. So that was my only thing I was good at. Yes, and math. I was good at math, but I didn't do jets because I didn't think I was smart enough for it. I didn't do debate because what are people shouting at each other? Very unnecessary. And I was never the best speaker because when I would stand on a crowd, I would forget the words or I wouldn't make a more point. I just didn't practice more. I think I would have done great in it. No, I think I was that girl everybody thought would end up pregnant and not end up at university or on a business or a podcast.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That is, like, if you ask anyone, like, honestly, I don't...
But why did they think that? Were you playing a lot?
That's the thing about me. I just like being at home. I am such a home person. I liked TV a lot. And... so I liked TV a lot and I liked reading a lot. So I would run, read books, so read fictional books then, and watch TV. So for me, it was those things you see people on TV, you read about stuff, and you're like, oh, I want to go to America. And I didn't go to America. Like, oh, I want to visit South Africa. Like, I was that child I'm so imaginative. Like, if I want something, I imagine it and I work towards it. So that's my type of motivation. I am not a tech guru or anything. I'm just like, oh, I just want that. And I'm like, so what do I need to do to get that? Yeah. So I'm just different, I think.
I get you. I think then you have a very interesting story and a very interesting success story.
Because I've loved listening to you, and I was like, oh, that's a polar opposite of me.
Really? I think maybe one thing I've never actually even talked about, because mine, for you, I think it's a very interesting story of somebody that had a society that had low expectations of them, and now they've turned out pretty good than anybody else expected, which is really impressive. For me, I had to suffer from the burden of expectation, and that's one thing probably I'd like to talk about, because I think I've never talked about it. I suffered from the burden of expectation. And it's one that I learned can really break or make a person. And I'm really glad that God helped me through it and it made me instead of breaking me, because it could have easily broken me. Starting off at a very early age. So it's very interesting to hear that kind of a story, because then at least you have really outdone everybody and probably yourself and the people that doubted you, which is pretty good. So you have a very interesting story.
No, when you think about it, I think what has made me thrive as a person is how much low expectation people have on you. So when people have low expectations or expect less from you on what you're going to do, you have room to experiment. So because no one really expected me to get 6 points, my grandfather did want me to become a doctor, and I said no after he died. I had room to explore. So all that time I could have been at Jets, I could have been, building the next invention. I was volunteering. I was using my voice in a different way. Still not the star of the show, but in my little ways, I really just experimented and had fun. So I think most of my childhood was really fun, and I just realized like I've never spoke about it in a sense like that, to just say, hey, like I was the one child they expected less from, but I was very smart, but I just wanted to have fun and experiment more. So when you live in a household where they expect less from you, you have more freedom to live your life fully and do more stuff, to kind of learn more about yourself. So I think that's where my superpower is. I hate that now I wouldn't say hate. I don't like that now they know my capabilities and who I am and what I can achieve, because they've now seen that I have done stuff from nothing to where I am. And now I feel like there's an expectation, like, oh no, she's gonna do that. She's gonna do, and I'm like, am I? So I think it's such a fun, interesting story.
Oh yeah, I agree. I definitely do agree.
So what got you into media?
Well, so one thing that got me into media is after completing high school, right? And this was grade 12. So I completed my grade 12. And then after completing my grade 12, I decided to come to Lusaka, because I enrolled my grade 12 in Mansa district, to be specific, Luapula province. So after completing my high school, one of my biggest dreams was going to study abroad. And I knew that for me to study abroad, I needed to get 6 points or 7 points. And when I talked about the weight or burden of expectation, is everybody at my school, starting from the owner of the school, who was the director, the principal, who is the headmaster, and all the teachers and students, including my junior students that looked up to me, they all expected me to really get like 6 points or 7 points. And it was like a thing that just became so loud towards the exams, and I had to really get so serious that I knew I needed to make sure that dream came true for everybody and not let them down. So I studied hard. I stopped sleeping, I remember. So when results came out in December, I checked them out. Oh, I think that was January, actually. I checked them out. I realized I got 7 points. I was excited. I told myself, I'm going to Lusaka. And I told my parents, in that moment, actually, I told them, I'm going to Lusaka tomorrow. They're like, chill, just wait. I'm like, no, I'm going to Lusaka. I'm going to apply for my scholarship. So I came to Lusaka, passed through Ndola, got my passport, came to Lusaka, applied for scholarship at the Higher Loans and Scholarship Board. But unfortunately, before I could apply, I checked the courses that were there. I couldn't settle for one. So, because then usually you have higher chances of going abroad under scholarship if you're in health. So I'm not really a health guy. Like I'm not into health. I'm not interested in health. Not like I'm not. I came out so wrong. I'm a very fit and healthy guy, but like I'm not into sciences.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Me too.
So
I just want to reiterate this on your behalf.
Right.
The people in the health sector are doing the Lord's work. My brain is not for it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I said nah. So I decided I'm gonna have to study within. So that was around February. Then I'm in Lusaka already, so it didn't work out. So I instead, and remember, I had learned so many skills by then. So it was hard for me to settle for one skill that I could pursue professionally. I looked at art. I remember I told myself I could pursue this professionally and I could become good at it because I always trust and believe that whatever I set my mind to, as long as I love it, like trust me, I'm going to be the best at it. Like I have that mindset. I'm going to push and push until I'm the best at it. I just have that push in me. And I always push myself to always make sure that as long as I love it, I need to be the best at it. So that's one thing that really, pushed me so much. And I couldn't settle for a skill. So I looked up some of my academics courses or academic subjects I took, and I realized I was a math guy. I really enjoyed math. It was my best subject and favorite one. So I told myself, well, then in this moment or case, we're going to settle for accounts. And I told myself, I don't want to do ordinary accounts because I really wanted to start working at a very early age. So I wanted immediately, I'm completing high school, I get into work. And I knew I have better chances of that if I go for professional accounting, which is either CSCCA or CIMA. So I initially settled for CIMA, which is management accounting. I went to ZICAS, I applied. That was around February. Immediately I was given an acceptance letter. And in that moment, all my friends and former classmates are waiting for me to go and study medicine because I got 7 points and I was the highest at my school. And interesting enough, I was the first person to get 7 points at my school because it was a pretty new school. So everybody was expecting me to go into health or something like that, health or engineering. But I settled for accounts. And I wasn't even sure about accounts because I just had to study something, It was hard for me to choose. So in the month of March, I think April, I saw an advert that said the Diamond TV presenter search. Diamond TV is looking for a presenter that would like to join the Diamond Media family. Please, if you're interested, create a 1-minute presentation that you're going to present on the first audition day on 24th May, I think it should have been. And that was 24th April. That's when the advert was released. So I saw the advert and I told myself, brother, you've been a public speaker. Speaking in front of people is not a big deal for you. So I think it could be easy for you to transition into speaking in front of a camera. So give it a shot. So I applied and I started preparing for my first audition a month later. And from the day that I applied or the day that I saw the advert, I started practicing how to present on TV for 2 hours straight, like every single day, because I'd never thought about becoming a TV presenter. So I started learning from scratch. I started watching how people presented. I started watching Diamond TV, how presenters present, watched other presenter search competitions from SABC, international ones, even local ones, including the previous season of the Diamond TV presenter search. I watched all that and did all my research, such that by the first day of my audition, I was super confident that I'm through to the next round even before I went in that room because I had mastered that presentation and I knew. And guess what? I entered, I think I was the 11th to enter in the presentation audition room. And I just did my first preamble, introduced myself. I was about to introduce my topic and all the judges said, it's a yes for me. I got 3 yeses at the same time without even presenting my presentation. Like I didn't even present. I told them I haven't started even. I just said a quote, which was like my preamble. It was a quote, then introduced myself. My name is Cosmas Mulenga. I was about to get into the topic of my presentation and they just raised their hands. I told them I'm not done. They're like, you're through. It's a yes for me. It's a yes. And I was like, oh, there you go. You did great. So from there, I started preparing for the next challenge. We were about over 450 for the first audition until we were trimmed to 60, until eventually we were trimmed to the top 20. So at the top 20, we met the owner of the company, who's Costa, the CEO rather, the chief visionary officer. And then he started giving us challenges every week. So every week, 2 people would leave the competition. So from 20, we were 18 the following week. The other week, we were 16, 14, 12, 10, up until we were 7. I remember in a certain week, they eliminated 3 at the same time. And then when it was top 7, we did a voiceover challenge. I was confident I did great, even though it was my first time. So we go in front of Costa, who was the CEO, right? And he apparently, I think at that point, it also became a bit tough for him to choose, because then we remained like the best 7 or the best 10. It was like always remaining the best 20 or whatever number of the people that left in the competition. So it was also hard for him to choose, because the talent was, at least by then, we were quite refined, at least to a certain point. So when it was time for him to eliminate, he called me on the elimination block with 3 of my other colleagues, and it pinned us against each other. It was like, why should I keep you? And why should I let your friends go? So give me points why I should keep you, and give me points why I should let others go. So it was about talking bad about your friend, and selling yourself. I didn't do great in that moment because I think I was so nervous. I didn't speak great. So I got eliminated. And 3 weeks later, when there were 2 left in the competition, it was a grand finale. The top 20 were called back to come and support the top 2. So I tell myself, I have another shot to be seen on TV at least, even if it's in the audience. I wore my best suit, I remember, and went to Touch Pomozi, where we had the grand finale. I had no idea that anything would happen. I just went there to support my friends. So after arriving, the show started. And when it was towards the end, when Costa was required to announce the winner, he went up front and said, before I announce the winner, I've got some CEO announcements to make. And this is not scripted. Nobody knows this. Not Jonah, who was a producer, not the general manager or anybody. And he said, during the show, there was a show favorite, because many hearts were broken when he left the show. Because when he eliminated me, so many people were sad. And everybody knew that it was me. So people started saying within themselves, they were like, Cosmas, 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 Cosmas. Like in the audience, everybody was whispering, Cosmas, Cosmas. And eventually he said Cosmas. So I thought maybe I just need to stand and, people clap for me and I forget about it. He told me, come up front. So I went up and he told me, I've watched your growth from the first episode up until the day I eliminated you. You told me straight out of school, and I see the potential of you becoming a journalist. So if you're serious about the media business, we are ready to take you on as an intern. I was like, oh my God. So be sure to see the general manager, the news manager next week, and all the best. And that's how I joined the media industry. And that's how my life changed 6 months after completing my grade 12. And that's how I started working. And interesting enough, I had just turned 18 a week before, so I was legally allowed to be employed. Exactly. So that's how my life changed. But that's how I started working. Exactly. I started working, and it was just about now learning what news is all about. It was another quite tough process, because I had no idea what news is and ethics. I was put in the newsroom and stuff like that. So it took me extra work and sleepless nights to research a lot on YouTube, on the internet, watch others, up until I caught up. It took me a month, I think, to catch up. 2 months, 3 months, I started perfecting my craft. And by God's grace, here we are today. It's so crazy to even think about where God has now, pushed me up to this far. It's crazy. I can't even comprehend it myself. That's why I just say my story is just God. Like, you can't explain it. So yeah, that's how I joined the media industry.
It's also a good example of how things can line up in your favor, even if you don't think about it too much. They will just align, and the skills you were stacking for so many years, right out of high school, 6 months later, you get a job. I think we need to hear more stories like this. I also believe that Diamond TV is an example of a media house that really does take a risk on young people, because I had Tepu Ngoma on my podcast, I think in 2024, somewhere then. His story was similar to yours, where he moved to Lusaka. He was a student at the University of Zambia, this and that. But I relate to yours more, and I think that the fact it's gonna make a lot of people be like, I relate. It's actually possible. If you've been doing the work for so many years, things can actually lead to your favor. And honestly, I'm impressed. Like, I hear you speak and I'm like, I should have really paid attention in school.
Oh wow.
Like,
It took a lot more
you
training,
really...
a lot more work. So, a lot of background work.
Yeah, no, I should have paid attention in school. That's for sure.
Let me tell you a funny fact, maybe just before we go ahead.
Right.
So it took quite a long time to learn how to speak English. I think I was learning how to speak English in like grade 5 or somewhere like that. And immediately after grade 7, I left my parents' house to go into boarding school, and I spent 5 years there. So my dad actually is still shocked at how I was able to learn how to speak English like this good. And that's one thing that he's like, like it's always shocked. Like it's, you'd see the face like so confused sometimes, or especially when I started, like he couldn't just believe it. It's like, I still don't get where you learned English. Is it at school, in secondary school? Like how? Same goes for my sister. So I don't know. So yeah, I think it took a lot of work and stuff like that. Yeah.
I love reading a lot, but I only learned to read well in my 7th grade. I repeated 2 grades because I couldn't read well, and my mom is such a believer that if you can't read, you will not go forward. So good in math, but I couldn't comprehend sentences and understand them. Now I read for a living with my library at home, but this is a funny story to what life can lead you to and where you are as a person. So yeah, even with a still can't believe I read. Also, my mom is that one person that always says like, So she says it in Lozi. Nitume skuli nozibile kuvala eventually. Well, if you know how to speak Lozi. But anyway, I feel like I was...
Well, I don't, but I think I have a little understanding of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get you.
It's a great language, guys. We should make it mandatory that everybody should learn Lozi. But hey, don't come back for me.
Now, Bemba, I think is a easier language to learn. It's taken me years to learn Nyanja. I still can't speak it fluently. I think it's just me.
I can hear what people say in Bemba and Nyanja. I can't speak it. And
At least you understand.
I understand. So you can't insult me. So I understand. What I find offending is how they're like, you don't know any local language. Like, I know the language I was raised in my language. What do you mean? But they just mean that, you just don't know Bemba and Nyanja. How are you surviving? And I'm like, hey, with God's lie.
Oh yeah, I get you.
With God. How did you come up with... I don't know if it's egoless warriors. Like, I don't know if I'm reading this right.
Oh, the edgeless warriors.
Oh, the edgeless
warriors. Is it my story?
Imagine me saying egoless warriors on a podcast we're going to release to the world.
Oh, no, don't worry. I have mistakes
I'm okay.
Of human being. Mistakes are part of life, they say. Yeah. So don't worry.
I'm fine.
Yeah. So are you talking about Edgeless Warriors, my story?
Yes.
Okay, so Edgeless Warriors is a story that actually came out the second best in the world and made me become the second world best young sports journalist for the year 2024. So it's a story I did on women that are over 40, yeah. And these are women that came together in a community right here in Lusaka, and they formed a football club where they could go and train at least 3 or 4 times a week and play football. And that just highlighted the rarity of that happening, first of all, anywhere in the world, and also the reason they were doing that. And it was to bring about unity among themselves and in communities, and also just to ensure that their health is top-notch. And you find stories within them, actually, of people that weren't feeling well before they joined the team, and now they're feeling better. They had high blood pressure when they started, but now it's balanced. Their stories, a lot of stories, very interesting success stories. And I was just able to tell that story and entered it for the Global Award, which is the highest accolade in sports journalism globally. And interesting enough, through God's grace, the jury found it very interesting, and they said I told the story pretty well. And that's how it managed to come out second best in the world. So that's about the Edgeless Warriors. So Edgeless Warriors is basically the warriors that don't pay attention to age, and that's why I called it that. So the full title was Edgeless Warriors: Zambia's Yasa Grannies Defied Age Through Sport. And that was the headline of my story. Yeah, so that's about it.
I like that. I like a lot of things that just highlight women going beyond the norm and beyond age. And I think you did deserve it to win the second best. And I think it was at the Elite Club launch by the Valias Institute. I heard you speak, and I go to events for that to look for guests. And I heard you speak, and I was like, it's so intriguing when they talked briefly about your story and how you are the second best speaker in the world. I was like, we should all be taking notes on how best to navigate a few stuff. So let's get into your sports journalism. The only thing I like about sports is me following my favorite player, which is Lionel Messi. And trust me, when they won the World Cup, I was very excited. I think that's the only time I followed sports. I followed soccer or football with all my heart.
At least you were able to follow it.
From day one, I followed it with all my heart. And I just want to know, how does it feel to be at these tournaments and talk about them and broadcast them?
Firstly, I think it's a lot of work. I think I'm going to start there. And I always talk about the work that is always put into something before the world sees the result, because I think that's a part of any story that people rarely see. So I started off as a sports reporter, yeah? And I used to go in the field so much, gather stories, go to events, go to, tournaments, competitions. And it was very interesting to interact with sports athletes, coaches, administrators, and just pick their minds and try to understand what really goes on behind what we just see on TV or watch. And that's one advantage. So when it comes to football, you're able to see how players prepare for these games. I've traveled with the under-17 national boys team a couple of times in Morocco and in other countries, Zimbabwe, including the under-15 team. And I was able to see where it all starts, where all the careers of many footballers that we've seen start from. And you're able to see that, it's actually pretty much a process. It requires patience and dedication. It's quite in as much as sport is a short career, but it requires a lot of input at an early age, and that's how it grows. So it's a very humbling experience. You get to take a look at the athletes or get a different perspective of what the athletes do, and you get to respect them for the work that they put in. So it's pretty interesting, but also I think it's just very motivating when you get to meet your idols. I've met a couple of my idols like Ronaldinho, which other players, Asamoah Gyan, a lot of notable sports icons, and the FIFA president Gianni Infantino, although some that I might probably have forgotten. So it's pretty motivating. Those are the moments that you really get inspired and tell yourself, I'm gonna meet these people more often. So you find a way to meet them often, yeah, which is a very exciting moment. It feels so amazing. So yeah, that's how it feels to cover those sports moments and have a feel of what goes on a little deep in the sports world. Yeah.
What moment do you think really helped shape your career?
Sorry, I didn't get you clearly. Can you just come again?
Sorry. So I said, what moment do you think really shaped grow your career?
All right. So one of the moments that I think really...
Cosmas, if you're speaking, you're muted.
Sorry, I lost the connection a little there. But I was saying that one of the
Welcome
moments...
to Zambia.
Well, so if I got your question right, you're asking one of my life-changing moments in my career, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think I've had a couple of them. They've just had different levels of impact. But one of the first, I think, that I could remember is the day that I won my first award, and it was at my company, Diamond TV. The year was 2024, December, and Diamond Media has a culture of awarding employees that have done outstanding work throughout the year. So as they were awarding these employees, I found myself to be a recipient of one of the awards, which was the Rising Star of the Year award. That was my first award I received in my career. And I received a certificate, and I put it on my wall, and it always, pushed me to say I gotta get more awards. So was it 4 or 5 months later, I won another award, this time on the national stage, and it was the best sports journalist for the year 2024. And I was nominated among other experienced journalists that have been in the game for quite some time, and I've learned a lot from them, which I really appreciate. So I learned a couple of things from them, and it was really humbling to find myself be the winner of that category. And after receiving that award at Mulungushi International Conference Center, everybody from the athletes to the coaches to the administrators, all they were saying was, this is really well deserved. Like, you really deserve this, because they saw how hard I was working in that particular space. And it really made me feel so humbled, that people were able to see my work and they think and believe that I really deserve this award, even if I'm just 2 years into this industry, which was the craziest thing about it. And I think that moment really, motivated me so much. Then, a few days later, that's when now I got the news that I came out the second best in the world at the Global AIPS Sports Media Awards. And this is in the Young Reporters Broadcasting category. And that's another moment that really now just impacted me to move from just being a national reporter to being recognized globally, even by other journalists from other countries. And they started checking me out, they started stalking my pages and the like, others started connecting with me. And it was, it was a very humbling moment to connect with others. And you could tell that these people actually have mad respect for me. I couldn't believe it. Like, if somebody reaches out from another country and they just have so much respect for you, that you're so shocked even by how they're introducing themselves and how they say it's such an honor to speak to me and stuff like that. So it's those moments that really I could find very humbling. But and there was and shortly after, it was 6 months later after that award, I got nominated among the top 3 African journalists, and this was at the inaugural African Media Awards that were held in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. For that, I had to travel. They invited me to go and attend the award ceremony. It was nothing like I've ever seen, which was also another enlightening moment to say, there's nothing that you can't reach for in this world, as long as you put your mind to it and achieve it. I was nominated again in the Outstanding News Report category, alongside two other media colleagues, media gurus actually, that have been in the game for like over 2 decades. And I was the only young guy on those pictures. I couldn't even understand how I met myself there, like how I made it there. Like how am I here? Because these guys have been in the game for a long time. It was so humbling. And just to be nominated among those top 3, and recognized among the top 3 African journalists. And this was overall, not just in sports. So it was pretty humbling as well. But I tell you, all these awards and moments that I think really were life-changing, these came after one life-changing moment. And that's the one that set the best for everything. It was back in 2022 when I just started my media industry, when I just joined the media industry, and I saw one of my colleagues, who's Dingindaba Jonah Boyoya, who was one of my colleagues by then because he's now at the BBC. And I saw him win the BBC Komala Dumo Award. It was one of his lifelong dreams. And he traveled to the UK for 3 months to work with the BBC What service there, where the headquarters are. And the day that he went on air, people watched that broadcast like it was Zambia playing in a World Cup final. Like everybody was tuned in, and it was so humbling. I sat down to reflect. I'm like, wow, like somebody I used to greet and shake hands with really has achieved his biggest dream. Like, so it's very possible to get on top of the world, like just be the best in the world. Nothing can stop you as long as you put your mind to it. And that really gave me the mindset that there's nothing that you can't reach for in this world. Just work hard, put in the work, perfect your craft, and you can become the best at it in the world. And that's how I started going for all these awards. And God has been very gracious, and his favor has been upon me, and I'm truly grateful for it. And that's why I give him the credit for everything that has happened in my life, because sometimes you can't even explain it. And that's how come we're here today with all these accolades afterwards. But that moment is what sparked the fire in me to tell me that you're just not meant for Zambia. Yeah, but you can definitely serve even on the global stage. And a few years later, God has made that possible.
I like that. And I have to admit that one of my favorite journalists in Zambia, when he was in Zambia, was Jonah. And I love him because of the 2021 elections. That was so much fun for me as a young
Yeah, I think that was actually one of his life-changing moments.
I mean, I don't know anything he did, but when I have kids one day, I will tell them that a life-changing person in 2021, when all the tempos changed, Jonah, and I love him for that, and I think that he's such an inspiration to a lot of young Zambians. You have achieved so much as a young person, and you're an inspiration to so many people. You might not know it, but a lot of people are probably looking up to you and wondering how best can I imitate what Cosmas has done. So before we get into that, I just want to know, how do you balance between being a young person, a Gen Z to be specific? Because there's a lot that goes like, oh, Gen Zs are this and that and that. And just being in an industry that requires you to put so much effort as well. So how do you balance your life to remain yourself, stay relevant, and also deliver on what you're supposed to deliver on?
Yeah, I think I just realized a few weeks ago that I'm really getting back the time that I'd lost when I just started this work. And this is the time to spend with friends and family. Starting off, life gets busy in whatever industry you're in, because you need to learn. You have a lot to learn. You sometimes sacrifice your time with friends to dedicate it to work and perfect your craft and stuff like that. It was the case for me. I stopped hanging out with my friends. I didn't even have that time, even the time for one. I didn't even have time for myself, actually. Every time I'm free, I would work. If I'm not on TV, I am working. Like, I'm trying to find a way to tell my story better, I'm trying to find a way to make my stories impactful and add emotion to them. Trying to find a way of always just, becoming better. It was all about learning how to do my job and do it the best way possible. So I lost a lot of time with, my friends. I couldn't hang out with them as much. I couldn't do what the 18-year-old kids or 18-year-olds were doing. I remember one time I was knocking off from work at 21 and I was leaving the gate and I was heading to the bus station hoping to find a bus, and I was in tears and I was praying to God, looking up in the sky and telling him, God, like, is this what other 18-year-old kids are doing? Like, really? Like, are they also knocking off at 21 or they in bed? And at 21, I just get home. Maybe at 22, at 04, I'm required to be ready, to be picked up and back at the office. It really, it was made me very emotional, because you think and look at your friends like they're having fun. They're out there going out, having fun, playing, and you don't have that time. You're busy at work. You're trying to find the best way to do your work. It really got to me at some point. And I started telling God to say, God, this has to pay off. Like, there's just no way. Like, it became a personal thing. Like, every time I'm praying, I'm telling God, there's just no way this can't pay off, God. Like, trust me, I'm putting in the work, but this just has to pay off, because I'm not living an ordinary life that any other 18-year-old is living. And so it's pretty hurtful to see that I'm, kind of missing out, but at least I'm putting the work into this thing. So it just has to pay off. And those are some of the conversations I used to have. And when things get tough, I would pray to God. And I always had this mantra I used to tell myself. I used to hold my chest, put my hand on my chest and tell myself, you're going to be great one day. And I would wipe my tears and get back in the office and do the work. And I always made sure something that my boss tells me is not right to do, whether it was in a story or if I was late for the news, I'd make sure he never tells me about it ever again. Like, if he tells me, nah, you're late for news by 2 minutes, this shouldn't repeat itself. It will not repeat itself. Like, that's the principle I always had. So I'm going to sit at home after work and realize what made me be late today. And I'll find a reason and fix it. And I shouldn't be late ever. And that really made me learn things very quickly, because every time they'll tell me about a different thing and I fix it, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how you do it. And I would learn, So those are the moments. So it was pretty hard to find a balance. So I started, I'm naturally I'm a workaholic, but it became very normal to always work, always be at the office and stuff like that. Until one day my friends, my fellow peers at work sat me down and told me, no, Cosmas, you're working too much. You're going to start doing something for fun. You're going to go crazy. You're going to go mad. So what do you do for fun? I'm like, well, I don't do anything for fun, but I have things that I would have been doing for fun if I was. So I told them I can play football. I can do other things. They told me, now we're going to make a plan for you. You need to start doing something for fun. So I started playing football every Friday, I remember, just to make myself feel sane that, okay, I'm doing something for fun. And then I used to lie to myself every night after work. I would try to watch a movie and just so I make myself feel sane, like, oh, I did something fun today. And guess what? I would just watch like the first 2 or 3 minutes of the movie and I'm gone. I'm asleep. And I just wake up and find the movie is done. That's the life I lived, So it's been very crazy to balance, and I don't think you would find a balance. You just need to dedicate work, your time differently. Because also there was school. Because after starting to work, I started school as well a few months later. So it was about balancing school and stuff. The moments you forget you're a school guy, or you're in school until a fellow student tells you, Cosmas, we have a test next week. Then you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to study. But one thing that also helped me, because in high school, I wasn't a kid that studies ahead. Like, oh, we have a test a month later. I'm not studying. Like, no, we're not doing that. But like, if we have a test tomorrow, like, I'll wait till the last minute. That's when I'll study. And it's always worked out for me. That's a crazy thing. But God's grace, I think maybe that's how I best learn information. So even now, I don't remember that, oh, I'm in school, and oh, we have exams next week, then, oh, tomorrow, then, get your books, pass through your material, And right, when the results come out, you're like, oh, there you go. Oh, I think it's God. Like, oh, because how did I get these results? But yeah, life goes on and stuff like that. But it's hard to find a balance, but you gotta keep it going. But then life gets better. That's one thing I've realized. And I think that's the lesson I've learned this year. It gets better with time. Because now I just spent time with my childhood friends last weekend. And because we both left months after completing our high schools. And we said, guys, we got to meet because it's been a while. And we had the best time, trust me. Like, it's the first time I ever went out to play because I'm a homebody as well. So, like, if I'm not at work, I'm home watching a movie and resting. Because time to rest, I now respect it. I once got sick because of fatigue. I told the doctor it's malaria. He said, no, you're just too tired. I had to pay for him to test me until I saw it come out negative. Then I knew I think I'm just too tired. I started taking rest so seriously. So yeah. So now at least you're able to get that time back. You're able to find time to hang out with your friends because the roles now change, You're able to at least create some time. You're able to work around your time better. You have better time management skills and the like. So you're now able to tap into those moments. Still, if you're not just an outgoing person, because I'm not an outgoing person, like going out to play and stuff like that, I'm not really into that. Or going out like at night, you won't find me. So those, it's just for life. But like moments to hang out with friends and the like, yeah, I think you start to get them a bit later in the moments because you're no longer spending that much time researching as you did when starting because you didn't know as much. But you've gotten to know your work. You've gotten to know how to work around your time and work smart. So you're able to find ways where at least you have better free time to catch up with your friends and stuff like that, which is pretty relieving and pretty cool. And it feels good to see people that you haven't seen in a long time and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I've been able to try to find the balance, which I don't think there is, but you just work around your time to make sure most part of your life are pretty balanced. Because I'm also a fitness enthusiast, so that's one thing that really helps me. I work out every single day, so I think that also is what I consider fun. Maybe that's what keeps my mind sane and stuff like that. So yeah, those are some of the activities. But football, I made sure I started playing every weekend, just so I'm active and healthy, and it keeps me pretty alive because it was my first life. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your honesty. I think that when you're in a space that you're in, a lot of people would think it's very easy to balance or very easy for you to navigate, but probably isn't. So really just thank you for telling us that it's crazy. And in the beginning, it's harder because you're still learning the ropes, but eventually it does get better with time because you are more experienced and you know how to navigate the space better. What advice would you give a young person fresh out of high school?
Well, the advice I'm going to give is, well, it also it's based on what kind of advice they really need, but I'm going to tell them to learn skills. Learn as many skills as you can. And this is not just for somebody that's fresh out of high school, even to a kid, which is even the more perfect time to learn skills. Learn as many skills as you can. They're going to help you in this life. They're going to earn you an income, and they're going to bring you the wealth that you want. If you ever want to become more of your rich. Because I wanted that, and I wanted it. So the skills are the ones that are going to give you that. Because once you learn the skill, nobody can take it away from you. It's in you. It's in your mind. Some of the skills get in your blood. Like, nobody can take them away from you. I haven't played piano in a long time, but I know I can still play it as good as I used to. Once I just practice a couple of times. So, but I was able to make an income off it. I had an art contract that was waiting for me as I was writing my last paper in grade 12 at Mansa General Hospital because it required me to paint the new children's ward with some cartoon characters and the like. And it was a pretty good contract. That was one of my biggest contracts I ever got yet. at that age and that moment with that. And I was able to earn a living. I was able to sponsor myself with a couple of things. I wasn't troubling my parents as much. And I was able to help them with a few stuff, So that also just gives you a sense of fulfillment with what you're doing, but it all comes through the skills that you learn. So that's one of the advice I'm going to give them. Learn as many skills as you can, but also just do your best in whatever you set your mind to. Like, trust me, there's a lot of benefits that come with that. God sees the work that you're putting in. Trust me, He sees it, and He definitely blesses that. Like, He sees that my child is working hard, and I gotta bless him. I always tell people that do not let something not work out because of you. No. Let it not work out because of God. Because God has just said, okay, not this time. But not because you didn't do a great job. No. Don't allow that to happen. So do your best in whatever you do. So yeah, those are my some of the advice that I could give them. Yeah.
Cosmas, I would like to give you an opportunity to ask me a question or two.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a pretty simple question that I've been thinking about. What makes you happy in this life?
Staying home.
Okay. Yeah, you took it as simple as I said it would be. Because I have a whole answer to that question. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Why staying home?
I don't think people understand how much of an introvert I am. Like, I had somebody say it to my face that I have no social life and I only hang out with the same people, which is my closest friends and my family, than the people I work with. So you have to understand that for you, Cosmas, to actually be able to bump into me in a public space, it should be a bookstore or a museum or an art gallery. It's a very rare occasion that I'm out in the world. And not that I have anything against it. Sometimes I do feel left out. But my work is so demanding. Like, building a company is so hard. Running a podcast and wanting it to be a successful business is so hard. Working in the corporate world is so hard. Even way before I was in that space, staying home has been my favorite thing ever. Like, I can be a potato at home. I don't have to try so hard. I can be on my MacBook watching a movie. I can read. I can clean my room. I can cook if I want to. I can do anything I want at home. And sleep. I value sleep so much, even though I don't get a lot. So yeah, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy to stay home on any given day. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. That's pretty interesting. I remember my previous answer to your previous question, saying I've realized that you're able to get your time a little back from the time that you sacrificed, time away from family and time away from friends. I think I've realized that one thing that makes me happy is my family. In as much as I haven't visited them as much, because my work is still demanding at this point in my life. It's always been demanding. And I've always I've just visited them once or twice in Kitwe. But the moments that they come and visit me, I've realized they give me so much joy. And that's one thing I realized. Those are the people that make me happy. Because even in pictures I take, people like always tell me, like, on all my pictures, my family, whether it's my sister, my brother, my parents, like, they always say that you look the happiest. Like, you look so happy. And that's because I don't have the chance to see them every day. So yeah, that would have been my answer to what makes you happy. My family does. And I think they're also at the back of my mind when it comes to my push and also the reason why I work hard. So yeah, that's my answer.
No, I think that after staying home, time with my family, they stress me out, and it's sometimes very uncomfortable because because we have the most interesting conversations when we meet as a bunch. It just happens in the last 6 months we have hanged out a lot as a family. Like, we're always in each other's faces. We love each other, of course, but we're always in each other's faces, space, and everything. But again, I think they're also just like my favorite human beings. If my family is in town, sometimes we travel for different stuff. Trust me, you won't be able to reach me. If you're not able to reach me, if I'm not ignoring your call, obviously, I'm probably with my family and I'm solely locked in. And that's what I like about extended families, is when everybody's in town, it's a party. And that's a time you'll find me in the world because my people are in town. I don't know if you have a second question. You said you would have a couple, so I'm so intrigued.
Oh, well, I asked the other questions in the conversation. So yeah. I think I was able to ask.
You're good. My last question to you is, what do you look forward to?
That's quite a wide question, if I'm to say. What do I look forward to in my work or life, or are you able to specify it? Because I don't want to miss the question.
No, just in general. What do you look forward to if you think about it now? For me, it would probably get supper ready so I can sleep or finish up my work. It's just a very general question that is just anything intermediate or anything in the future that you look forward to and makes you smile.
Okay, so well, right now, I'm looking forward to reading the news, the Diamond News that's got 20 hours, because we're recording this before 20 hours today, and reading news makes me very happy. I enjoy it, and long time, I think I'm looking to serve people and impact their lives, and just be able to impact as many lives as I could differently, and at least be able to change people's lives. It could be through sharing my story and making people believe that they too can achieve their dreams, or it could be by literally changing people's lives by helping them get a better life through telling their story and getting help for them. Just, being able to impact people and, changing their lives. I think there's some joy that comes with that. I was listening to a quote yesterday. It said, I think I wrote it down. Let me read it for you, because I might have forgotten what it says exactly. But I think the quote says, influence is nothing if you're not helping someone to grow. So I look forward to help a lot of people, not just impact their lives, but, help them in whatever field they are in, help them navigate their life at an early age. If they're joining the professional space at an early age, share insights like these through a podcast, through various platforms, and through my social media platforms, and tell my story so they could pick lessons from them, and so I could help them grow too, so that I could use my influence in the perfect possible way. That's one thing I'm looking forward to in the long term.
I love that so much. And Cosmas, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. I think this is like one of my best conversations. I had so much fun listening to you speak and learning to how we have had polar opposite childhoods, but we've kind of ended up in the same space, or just even how life ends up. So I'm really just grateful that we had you on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope that the people listening enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah, I'm super delighted and humbled and grateful to have been invited. Thank you for allowing me to share my story. And I hope the people stayed till the end to listen to this. Yeah, I know it's been an hour. Yeah, so Yeah, thanks for having fun. I had fun as well. And for sure, let's do this a little more. Thanks.
All right, for everybody listening, I hope you tuned in. If you like this episode, please follow all our channels and subscribe and share it with a friend.